Hi, my name is Liz Carlson. I'm 26 years old and I'm from Washington, D.C. So I've been on the 12-day South Island Adrenaline Junkie Tour with Haka Tours, and it was great. My tour manager with Haka Tours was Berto, and he's a legend, and he's just amazing. He's just a classic Kiwi guy who's been around New Zealand a million times, knows everywhere. I think that what I liked most about Haka Tours was the fact that it really changed how I felt about group travel. I've been traveling around the world on and off for 7 years, and usually I'm alone and by myself, which is great and has its own benefits. But sometimes when you are in places like New Zealand where it's so epic and dramatic and remote, you kind of want to be able to share those experiences with other people. But I was really nervous because, you don't know the people you end up with on a tour, and they could be awful or you not get along really well. But everyone who goes on Haka Tours tends to be the same kind of people with the same kind of mentality about travel. A lot of them are solo travelers, they're looking for the same thing I am, they're around the same age and in the same sort of stage in life, and so everyone ends up bonding and you get along really well, and it ends up being like a family, so it makes all those experiences you have in each place all the more special. So for me, the benefits of being in a small group is that it's just a lot more personal, and you get to know everyone really well, and you all become friends really quickly, and you spend a lot of time together, so you start to learn what people want to do, and if you get along really well or not, and if you have the same activities that you want to do. And it's really great because it makes it more flexible. If the guide offers up different options, there's only so many people putting in their opinions, so it's not a big argument or fight about what we do, and everyone generally agrees on everything, so it ends up being really great. So for me, probably my personal highlight from the tour was getting to swim with wild dolphins in Kaikoura. I mean, that's such a unique and special experience. How many other places in the world can you get to swim with wild dolphins? Not in a pool or anything. So getting to boat out and see hundreds of them jumping in and out of the water, and then just be able to jump off the boat and snorkel with them, and they come right up to you, and everything is just spectacular. Combined with the fact that Kaikoura is beautiful with turquoise waters and snow-capped mountains, it couldn't be a more perfect setting. So for me, that was definitely the highlight of the tour. I think my favorite activity with Haka Tours was getting to hike around Franz Josef Glacier. And we got to catch a helicopter flight up onto the ice, and it was my first time ever in a helicopter, which was amazing. And to get to see the glacier and the mountains from above is just spectacular. But then you get to spend a few hours hiking around the ice, with crampons on your boots, and learning all about the glacier, and it's just so unique. That's kind of an activity you don't get to do in many places in the world. Combined with being able to see it all from above in a helicopter, just made it more special. That was definitely my favorite. So the benefits of traveling with Haka Tours as opposed to one of the hop-on, hop-off buses around New Zealand is that first off, you get the really knowledgeable guide who knows so much about New Zealand, and since you're all together, like if you guys want to stop somewhere on the side of the road for photos or for a hangout, or if they know cool places you might enjoy, you can do it because you're not on a really strict schedule. So it's really flexible, and I think that's great. Also, the fact that it's smaller means you don't have to deal with being like ushered around. I'm really not a fan of being on massive tours where you just feel like you're one in a crowd and you're just a number, and it doesn't matter what you're interested in, things like that, and you're just being pushed and pushed for different time limits. And that's definitely not the case for Haka Tours, which was really important to me. But I think the most important thing is just like the guide and the surprises that they have in store for you, and we all come together in the evenings, and sometimes we have like a barbecue on the beach together, or we go out for a swim, or we go even jump off a bridge. There's all different things that we get to do, and with that flexibility of being in a small group, it's easy to make that happen, whereas if you were on one of these massive tour buses, then that wouldn't be the case at all. So my advice for anyone considering coming on a tour with Haka Tours is, first off, definitely do it because it's one of the best experiences you can have in New Zealand, but also be open-minded. When you're going on a tour, especially if you haven't done it before, sometimes, at least for me, you can be nervous about, what the people are going to be like, what the experiences are going to be like. You're not in charge all the time, so that if you like to be in control like me, that's also challenging. But my advice is just to be flexible and be open-minded. Try to make friends with everyone on the tour, talk with everyone, sign up for the activities, and really challenge yourself, because there's so many things like I never thought I could do before going on a tour with Haka Tours, from sliding down waterfalls in Abel Tasman to hiking out to, you know, different like mountain ranges and swimming with dolphins and hiking on a glacier, all these kinds of things I never thought I could do. But when you're with that group and they're so encouraging and inspiring, and when you have an awesome guide, it's when you want to try it for yourself, and those are the best memories. So I would rate my experience with Haka Tours as a 10.